on YouTube? Today, I'm going to show you 3 simple stretches to help prevent any possible injuries. Now, this is not guaranteeing that you won't get an injury from it, but these are 3 stretches that I think are very important that help minimize possible injuries. Alright, stretch number 1. I'm sure you've seen me do this in a previous video. I will put it up in right up out here. But it's called shoulder dislocations, and it's a really good exercise. You can do this with pretty much a broomstick would do wonders. You could do it with resistant bands. Either one's great. What you're going to do though is you're going to grip it. You know, try to grip it pretty wide at first because you don't know how flexible you are. You're going to lock your triceps out. So keep your triceps locked out the whole time you're doing this. You're going to go up, behind you. You're going to come back, you're going to touch your lower back, then come back again. Now the whole point of this is it's going to loosen up your upper body. It's going to loosen up the chest, the shoulders, pretty much keep you limbered up and flexible. So when you go to do any kind of chest movement, arm movement, shoulder movement, you're not too tight anywhere. And it's just a really good way to stretch out. And the goal of this would be to really try to work your grip in more narrow each time. So you want to keep your grip, you want to really try to narrow that grip in more and more each time. And make sure while you're doing this though to keep the triceps locked out. If you start bending your triceps, it's defeating the purpose of what it actually does. Stretch number 2, guys. This one's going to be for the lower back area, and I know that's a pretty common area of issue. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to go to the floor. You're going to lay on your back. You're going to raise your knees up so that your lower back is flat on the floor. Raise your knees all the way up as much as you can. You're going to put your arms down by your side, hold yourself in place. You're going to keep your back on the floor while letting your legs drift off. And my lower back just popped just now doing that. And then you're going to bring them back up and go back to the other side. Make sure you keep your shoulders down the whole time you're doing this. And as you do this, make sure your lower back stays flat on the ground. And you should hear several pops in your lower back, which is good. It's setting your lower back in place. So if you go to do a deadlift or any kind of movement like that and your lower back's in place, you won't cause any injury. This will help put it back in place. All right, guys, that comes to the 3rd and final stretch. This one is going to be for the hips. So, you know, a lot of people, they sit down at school, for example, you sit down at work, and when you sit, the muscles right here in your hips get extremely tight. And then when you go to squat, you know, I mean, it's kind of exaggerated, but you're going to be like this to a little extent. So you need to stretch those out so you're more upright and more of a natural position. So what you're going to do to stretch these out and kind of set your body, reset back to normal, you're going to get down in a lunge position. And what you're going to do is you're going to want to sink. You're going to want to keep your upper body completely vertical. And then you're just going to want to sink down. And you're going to feel it right here. And also, a good tip for this, whenever legs back this way, flex the glute and it'll further push your hips forward. And you'll get a nice deep stretch in the hips. And this will help kind of counteract all the sitting you do throughout the day. And try this out, and you'll notice it right away. You'll feel nice and loose. And make sure you do both legs. You know, you can do these stretches, you know, 30 seconds, and just make sure you get a really good stretch on it and push. All right, guys, that's the 3 stretches. Make sure you give these a try. Let me know in the comments how they go for you. Like this video, share it, and subscribe to my channel. More videos to come.